Okay, howdy, AP Physics students. So this is a sub day, and got a little math test, a little book work, and a little ed puzzle. So the question for today is starting off just the warm up. Do you know what is the difference between speed and velocity, and what is a vector? Um, and that will be covered in the book work. I will show you what a vector is in a moment. So first of all, what is the math pretest about? This is really just for evaluation purposes. I wonder if it's better to show you what I told the regular physics students because I think they were freaking out about it. So what I told the regular physics students is a little more specifically on the warm up or whatever. It says this test is to explore your math level. Submission works can best help you in class. The test is not scored for a grade, so don't stress if it's difficult for you. In this class, I'll probably add that there. It's for evaluation purposes only. It should be easier for you than for the regular physics students. But and not every question might be super simple for you, right? So I need to know what math class you're in and how good are you at algebra. And so this is an algebra test for evaluation purposes. I'm not grading it. Okay, so don't need to study for it. Don't need to prepare for it. In fact, you shouldn't do either of those things in this case. In this case, you should just do it to the best of your ability. It'll take you about 30 minutes if you do a good, neat job so I can read it and evaluate you. And then we'll go on to the next thing. Okay. So that's a paper test that the sub will give you. The next thing is an ed puzzle. And flipping physics is a really, I don't know, I like him a lot. It's a YouTuber who is a physics YouTuber. This guy right here, and he does a really good job. We're not going to watch the whole thing now. You're going to watch it on your Schoology Ed puzzle. So there's an ed puzzle, and hopefully you know how to get to ed puzzles, right? So it's an assignment and it'll be that video. It's like 15 minutes long with some questions. They're not hard questions, and it's about graphing. So perfect. Okay, and then finally, there's some book work. And so for this book work, I'm gonna fix that link. I think it takes it to this is last year's class. Same idea though. It's gonna take you to an assignment. Let me go though to this year's assignment. I gotta fix that link. So for you guys, it will be under Unit 1, kinematics. I'm actually going to move this up. What's going on? Oh, it's kind of just lagging because of what I'm doing here. So it's in kinematics. And if you look in kinematics, it has this online bookwork, and you open this up, and this is info and notes, right? And so it's going to say, you're going to do this, and here's some quick notes. For distance versus displacement and 3, 4, 5 triangles, if they give you one of those. So these are vectors, and a vector shows you magnitude and direction. So the magnitude is 10 meters to the right and 4 meters to the left. And so the distance is straight up 10 plus 4 is 14 meters. But the displacement is 6 meters because if I go 10 to the right and 4 to the left, I end up just being 6 away from where I started. And that's the difference between displacement and distance, which leads us to the idea of velocity versus speed. Velocity is displacement over time, and speed is distance over time. Velocity can include negatives, speed can't include negatives. You'll hear the word magnitude. And if they say, what's the magnitude of your velocity? Then it also can't have negatives in the answer. You can use negatives in the math, 10 minus 4, but you can't use negatives in the answer. Okay? And then lastly, 3, 4, 5 triangles are amazing. They're awesome. They're super spectacular. And very often, physics will give you a 3, 4, 5 triangle because it gives you a right angle and it gives you some known sides. And so a 3, 4, 5 triangle has to be a right triangle. So if you're working in the yard, you're building a fort in your backyard, I don't know, you're working in something, and you're saying, I don't have a right angle, a square. So how am I going to square up the corners? Any any combination of 3, 4, 5 in a triangular shape is going to give you a right angle. It could be 3 inches and 4 inches and 5 inches. It could be 3 miles and 4 miles and 5 miles, but more, usually you would use 3 feet, 4 feet, and 5 feet. I guess you could use meters, 3 meters, 4 meters, and 5 meters. So if you walked 3 meters from the start to the left, which we would call to the west, and then 4 meters north, your total distance walk would be 7 meters. But your displacement would be from beginning to end, which would be 5. And that's because we know what a 3, 4, 5 triangle is. If you don't know 3, 4, 5 triangle is, all your life you've been missing out, and now you know. Okay, so where are we? We're at the end. So you're going to do some bookwork, and that bookwork this is just a prep for the bookwork. And I go back to the folder and I say, okay, what's the actual bookwork? It's just this one. Did we do that one? Now my brain is blanking on which one we did. Did we already do one? I can't remember if we already did one. Anyway, I'm going to sign one of these, and it'll be obvious because it'll be, it'll have a due date or whatever. But the way you do these is you can read these entirely, or you don't have to read the whole thing because I've taught you most of it. You can do the animations if you want to. You don't have to. You can. But really what I'm going to look at and grade you on is the practice. So you say, view practice, I'm ready to practice, and you're going to do it. And so it's going to ask you questions. And here's a question. The woman drives her office 10 kilometers away, whatever, 9 a.m., whatever, to 6 p.m. returns. What's the correct distance and displacement? Okay. So see if you can answer that question. I'm gonna just choose the wrong one. I don't know. This is probably the wrong one. So check it. I didn't read the question. I chose it right. You should be with me. Lucky. I didn't read the question. Maybe I should have read the question. And I was trying to choose the wrong one to show what it looks like when I choose the wrong one. I'm just going to randomly choose this one again. So don't just randomly do it with me. But you can get help on that. But hopefully you can figure these out. Right? When you get to the end, it's going to ask you if you want to submit it or turn it in, something like that. So make sure you turn it in if you want credit. It shouldn't be spectacularly hard. However many I want you to do on this, I'll assign it. I can't remember which one I was going to assign and how many. Maybe 1, maybe 2. I don't know. Anyway, shouldn't be a ton of work on this day. Pretty easy, pretty low key. And there you go. I'll put a video link right there, which is the video you're watching right now. And so you know what you're doing. By the way, this is not the 19th of August. I'll change that to the 28th of August. I believe it's going to be when I'm going to see you. Okay. I'm going on, I'm driving the van for flag football. So I will be driving them to a tournament in Santa Cruz, which should be pretty fun. So have a good Labor Day. I won't see you till after Labor Day weekend. So have a good weekend. All right. See y'all later.